Hello and welcome to another episode of Building Tips with Envy. Today we're going to be working on an auto pumpkin farm. It was requested by Geek Queen 2010, so thank you so much for the request. If you guys ever have anything that you do want to see me build and give like a tutorial on, I would be more than happy to. Just put it in the comments down below and I will make sure to give you a shout out whenever I get to your idea. But yeah, if you want to skip my explanation of like what an automated system is and how they function, the timestamp for the build video will actually be in the description below, so you can just skip to that moment. But anyways, let's get started. So, an automated system is a system used to actually do things without having to do them. So in this case, we have three ways of inputting power without, changing anything. This is constantly powered, so if we place down a cart and we move it slightly, it will move forever, unless it is acted upon. So I can just, step in its space, and then it just turns around. But this will always be powered, okay? Now, this system will actually be necessary for our auto pumpkin farm. This is a clock. This gives power sometimes at a very consistent rate. This is not necessary for today's build, but it is great for other builds. So keep this in mind. Clocks are great. If you change the tick speed, well, then you get faster or slower clocks. And this right here, this applies power whenever something is observed. So it's not always giving power, but when a change occurs, power is exerted. This is the main concept of today's build. This and this will be utilized for our build today. All right. We need three parts of this build. We need a sorting, we need a collection, and we need a harvester. All right. So the sorting system, well, storage, is just hoppers leading to chests. The collection is actually going to be hopper minecarts like this, going around on tracks like this under our building system. And right here, this is going to be our harvester. Whenever a pumpkin plant grows, it'll be observed and power will be given to the piston so that it can break the pumpkin, causing it to become an item. Now, these are all the materials that you will need to build this entire system, okay? This does include an extra trapdoor for entering the system. It can be removed at the very end, but if you do want to do maintenance, keep it nearby. And it does include an extra rail over here because you need one rail for the onboarding system. I'll demonstrate how that would work actually. Let's say you have your whole system set up and then you want to onboard it. That's how it would work, okay? But yeah, we're going to build our system right over there, and we will be getting to that just right now. I hope you enjoyed the build video. Alright, so to start our build, we're actually going to need to find an open area where we want to build our pumpkin farm. Once you have that area located, you can actually press F3G if you're a Java player, and you can load up the chunk barriers so that you can see the edges. This is important if you don't want your carts to actually have any issues with going over the borders when you load in the farm. But honestly, if you can't look at the borders, you're totally fine. You don't need to actually do this. It's just a preference thing. And if your cart ever gets, caught, you could just crawl under by placing a trap door next to everything and then crawl into the system and then fix it. But yeah, so once you have that all figured out, you're going to start placing your rails in a 9x10 area, okay? So that it makes a perfect loop going through, and you space out the powered rails pretty evenly so that your cart stays consistently powered throughout the entire farm. This will allow your hopper cart to actually go under everything and pick up every single pumpkin, okay? Now, we do a 9x10 because we actually needed to go back in, but the water source itself only does a 9x9 area. So once we have it all placed down, we're going to think about doing the dirt, but actually we still need to set up our sorting system. So we're going to dig up some of the railing towards the front where there's no powered rails, and we're going to place hoppers leading to a chest. Now, if you want to expand your storage area, you can actually have hoppers leading to other chests underneath that chest and just have a system of stairs leading downwards. But if you don't, and you don't think you need the extra, coverage and the extra storage, then you're fine. You could just do one chest. It will fill up, so just keep that in mind and empty it on occasion. But if you don't have like a chunk loader going on, then you should be totally fine. Now, once you have that all set up, we can start placing dirt on the rails. Once you have a 9x9 area, you're going to go to the very center, you're going to dig it out, and then you're going to place a trap door on the bottom, not like below it, but actually just at the bottom of that block, and then you're going to place in a water bucket. The trap door keeps the water from flowing in case you decided to do the rails second, but also it's just nice to know that there's not going to be water hovering above your system and allowing pumpkins to get below the hopper line. So yeah, once you have that all done, you're actually going to start tilling the dirt, but you're not going to till it normally. You're going to till it so that you till every other block and do it in a grid pattern so that it's like diagonal to each other. That way we are maximizing the amount of possibilities for each pumpkin to grow, and it splits all of the spots 50-50. There's going to be 40 spots for pumpkins and 40 spots for the actual plants to grow them. Now, once we have it all tilled and we have our pumpkin seeds planted, we're going to start placing observers. Once we place the observer, we need it facing the pumpkin plant, and we place all of them. We're going to put redstone on top of the observers. That way, the redstone powers the 4 spots around the observer, allowing any pistons that we place to be powered by the observation of a pumpkin growing. Once we actually have that all figured out, we're actually going to go to the side, and then we're going to place that second trapdoor that I told you about so that we can crawl under the system, not under the entire system, but under the observers, and then we're going to start placing the pistons up so that they are facing downwards. You do have to be careful because if you place it the wrong way, they could be facing an observer, and then a plant could grow and then push the observer out of its spot, and you have to do a whole bunch of finagling after that. So be careful, take your time with this, okay? Work your way through the entire system, and once you have all of the pistons facing down, you're basically done. You just have to make sure that your carts are in the system going. I use 2 carts because I like to have it offset from each other. So like one is doing half while the other's doing half, and it allows for one not to get too overloaded. And then with if it gets overloaded, your actual system can start to lose its ability to function at a high quality. So the hoppers pulling from 2 different carts is a lot better than just the hoppers pulling from 1 cart. But yeah, now you can let it go, just let it rip, and you are totally done. I hope that this video has been helpful to you, and I hope that you learned something new today. Well, if you guys end up using this in your own world and you actually like use this video to help you make a pumpkin farm, I would love to know in the comments. So please let me know down below. I would like to know that this video helped at least one person. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know what kind of auto farms you want to see or what kind of standard farms you want to see. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you like this video, make sure you drop a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe, honestly. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.